The year is 2008, and the Sony Ericsson K660i has just hit the shelves. This wasn't just a phone ahead of its time, it was a trailblazer, sprinting laps around the competition while they were still lacing up their shoes. It packed everything you could want: calls, texts, games, and even a web browser. Sure, it loaded pages at a pace that made snails look speedy, but hey, it was the internet in your pocket. The Sony Ericsson K660i was a true standout in the looks department. With its striking lime-on-white design, the bold colour combination exuded a sense of sleek minimalism. Released in 2008, this beauty came with a 2-megapixel camera, a 2-inch display, and enough appeal to make you forget about the iPhone for about 5 minutes. The Sony Ericsson K660i's bright and vibrant interface was simply a joy to use. It was straightforward, colourful, and way easier to navigate than the maze-like Symbian operating system. There were no endless menus or confusing shortcuts here. Everything was right where you needed it, like it actually wanted to be helpful. It even had a micro SD port for expanding your storage, because who doesn't love extra space for blurry 2-megapixel photos? And let's talk about the back panel. Pure genius. Just press your thumb with a little force and the back will pop off effortlessly, giving you instant access to the battery. Now, let's start with the camera. It rocked a 2-megapixel shooter with a dedicated shutter button. That's right, take notes iPhone 16. Sony Ericsson was out here pioneering features before the rest of the tech world even thought of them. Using that shutter button made you feel like a real pro. The results, well, let's just say this phone gave us potato mode before anyone even asked for it. But hey, those blurry pixelated photos probably hit differently on MySpace. Interestingly, video calls actually existed in 2008. Sure, it looked like chatting through a foggy bathroom mirror, but hey, it certainly was a nice flex for the time. And then there were the games. Tetris was on here, and let me tell you, I was terrible. Those blocks fell faster than my will to keep trying. But the real MVP was this bizarre rainbow jumping game. It was weird, it was colourful, and it was addictive. If 2008 dopamine was a game, this would be it. Now, about the voice recorder. It worked, technically. If you've ever wanted your voice to sound like it was being transmitted from a tin can at the bottom of the ocean, then this was your gadget.
You embarrass me. You embarrass yourself.
Yeah, not very impressive. Surprisingly, the calculator was rock solid. It was much better than Nokia E72's calculator that I reviewed in my last video, which is surprising considering that this Sony Ericsson device is 1 year older. Now, the internet for me was really disappointing. This phone did not come with inbuilt Wi-Fi connection, therefore it could not connect to any router. It relied on 3G connectivity. For an internet-centered phone, this is obviously not ideal. But here's where it gets wild. The phone's Bluetooth connection. I connected this Sony Ericsson device from 2008 to my old Nexus touchscreen phone, which is not that old. I managed to use this like a cursor on a computer. Yes, you heard me right. I moved the pointer from the Sony Ericsson device, and then I could open apps on the Nexus phone, and I could even kind of type. It wasn't exactly smooth, but for 2008, this was next level cool. Imagine it, a phone from 2008 controlling a more modern device through Bluetooth. That's the kind of retro brilliance you can't make up. And the fact that it still works, absolutely fantastic. So, the Sony Ericsson K660i was definitely not perfect, even for its time, but that's what made it fun. It was quirky, it was ambitious, and undeniably a phenomenal fashion statement. A true gem of retro tech. So, if you loved this trip down memory lane, hit subscribe and join me for more retro adventures. And if there's any retro tech you'd like me to review next, let me know in the comment section below. Until next time, have a great day.